Today I'm here on ShortStaview with Mr. DRC Rahming Jr. And here today we're going to talk about his new project called RWAC X. Could you explain to us exactly what RWAC X is all about? How did you come up with the idea? And explain to me the process on how my viewers can go about being a part of your program.
Well, thank you for having me on the show, first of all. So RWAC is an equity crowdfunding platform. It's a stock exchange over the internet. And what that means is that investors and businesses come together over the platform. The investors are looking for a return on their investment, and the businesses need money to grow and expand their business. And so what happens is over regulated places like RWAC, they come together and then they're able to meet. The investors' needs are protected and the businesses' needs are protected. And so that's what the purpose of RWAC is.
Okay.
So to answer your question, how did we get started in this? So my father actually built BISX, the first stock exchange in the Bahamas. He was the first chief operating officer.
Okay.
But he left there and he went into what's called management consulting. So for any people at home, what management consulting is businesses often need help at different levels. They need help with sales, they need help with putting an accounting process, they need help with different aspects of their business, because nobody is an expert at everything.
Sure. This is true.
Business people are really good at their product and making sure that their customers are happy. But all that other stuff around that supports that, they need help, and that's what management consultants do.
Understood.
And so my father had a management consulting practice as well as his judo life, which is very public. Right?
Okay.
So what happened was after university, I came back home and I joined him in both the judo and the management consulting.
Judo, the art?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
all
So
right.
we're also really known for the Judo Federation here.
Okay.
And so as time went by, technology kind of evolved, the mobile phones evolved, and so did the regulations to do something like this. And, we were sitting there and we recognized that, first of all, this would be something really fun for us to do because he has the finance background and I have a technology background. And so it's kind of that finance and technology fused together, which makes this work.
Sounds good.
So in 2017, when we saw it, we were like, this is something we could do. And then also our passion for helping people. For us, we were working with business owners and some of the poorest people and most needy in the country. And turns out they have the same problems. It's the business owner is looking for what's next for him and his family. How does he grow and get to the next level? And the person at the bottom, or we would say is at the bottom, is also looking for what's next in their life.
Yeah, that's correct.
And it's only really through exchanges that the two person's needs can be met. And so, we went down this process in 2017. Took 4 years.
Wow.
To build it to this point.
Okay.
We're getting ready to launch. Our first company is on the 23rd
Okay.
of August at 9 a.m.
Could you do you know this name or could you?
I cannot name them.
No problem.
And that is because of the law. Otherwise, I would. I would tell you.
Understand? No problem. I just thought I should ease it in there.
if you could get.
Yes.
But I can tell you that one of them is a tourism technology company.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
And the other is a very popular food chain.
Okay.
So on Monday at 9 a.m. you'll see them and you'll be like, oh my gosh.
Wow. All right. This Monday, August
23rd. 23rd.
Okay. All right. I'll be looking out for that. Okay.
Information becomes public.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I say, it's because these kinds of things are really concerned with fairness.
That's true.
And if I have some information before you,
yes,
it can produce.
It gives you some type of leverage, huh?
Big
leverage.
Advantage,
yeah,
certainly.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we do, how we came to it, and why we're doing it.
Okay.
We're doing it because we love helping people. It's part of our family culture, and of course, I'm having a good time doing it too.
Perfect,
Because
perfect.
it's what I was trained to do.
I could really appreciate what you and your family are doing because before this platform came about, there were others before you that came about as the I don't want to give them too much clout, but you know the carrot, the gold carrot, the forex, and those were some things that many found to be what they call it, like almost like the pyramid scheme type situation, where the person that brought you in benefit more than the people that came in afterwards. How does your platform differ from such?
This is a really good question because that's what's on people's minds right now. You know,
That's correct.
people want opportunity, but
They don't want to be swindled.
nobody,
Or,
no one,
thank you very
who will
much.
get swing. I mean,
No.
that's that whole song,
I
right?
agree.
Nobody want to get swing. So first of all, we're licensed and regulated by the Securities Commission of the Bahamas, and what that means is that we had to go through a rigorous process. The Securities Commission of the Bahamas, so people know, is the same organization. It's a branch of the Ministry of Finance, and while the central bank regulates banks, the Securities Commission regulates other financial institutions. So many of the big, they're the ones that are kind of the police officers of that. And so we're regulated by the same people. The same big banks that you see, same people checking to make sure that we're legit, same people.
Wow, okay.
So that's one difference. And the second difference is, and this is something I could share with you and your audience, is that a pyramid scheme doesn't really create anything. There's no value created or value added. And so what is value? Value is something that so like when you walk into a restaurant, you expect to eat something,
That's
right?
correct. That's correct.
So that's value. You're being
You're paying for a service and you're paying to.
and you're getting something,
Thank
right?
you very much.
So you have to ask yourself, is this business creating value? And the answer is, well, what value? If you can't come up with an answer, then you
got a question.
You question.
Yeah. Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Not is it worth it? Is this a scam?
Ah.
That's how
true.
you can tell.
That's true.
Because there's always, there's always this sense, and how they really they get you is they promise incredible returns, unbelievable stuff
for little or nothing.
Little to nothing. And so, what we do that's different is we're just lowering the barriers so people can invest in companies.
Okay.
And so you're not invested, you're not giving us the money to hold on your behalf. You actually own something of that company.
Okay.
And that's the difference.
All right. That's is there a specific amount that you can buy, or is there a limit to what you can buy, or?
So there are some. So right now, on the low end, we've tried using technology to make it so that people with $25 can participate. On the high end, at about $10,000, you have to fill out some additional forms, but there is no limit. And that's just because of the way that the law works. Sometimes you have people that made their money in unscrupulous ways, and they're trying to do what's called money laundering. So we have to protect the system, the financial system against that. So we were talking about what differentiates us. So I have our Securities Commission certificate, a copy of it, right here. This is what they look like. And before you do any investing, you should check to make sure that that institution has one of these. And that's what says.
This is what differentiates the legitimacy of other businesses from your own.
Yeah, these are what makes legitimate financial institutions versus illegitimate ones. If they can't produce this, run like hell. Because you are going to get swing.
Wow. All right. So at least
you could get swing. You are going to get swing.
So as you can see from the certificate that he showed you, this is a legitimate business. So don't be afraid to sign up with RWAC-X, and feel free to. You have plug in your website or your Instagram.
So arwacx.com. All of our handles are arwacx, so you'll be able to see those see new companies as they're listed. You'll be able to sign up through the platform. We can even now accept your KYC documents, which is a big fancy way of saying your passport, your NIB, and your proof of address. And if you live with someone who, like maybe you don't have a utility bill in your name, all you need is a letter from them saying that you live in the house.
Wow.
And we can accept that too. And so why do we need all of this stuff, right? Because, you know, I don't know about you, but before I understood this stuff, I was like, man, the bank want all this stuff and that's annoying. Well, what it is it's an asset, what you're buying. Just like when you buy your house, you have to register it in your name. And so shares and securities is the same way. It's yours. That means you have the ability to do with it what you want, meaning you can use it as collateral for a loan. You can sell it, of course, make a profit that way. You're entitled to dividends. So that's what.
Quick question on those shares. Is there a cutoff point in time in which you can sell or buy or is you get what I'm asking?
So let me talk a little bit about the process. So on the 23rd at 9 a.m. the company is going to offer a certain amount. So let's say 100,000 shares. But when those 100,000 shares are gone, you're going to have to wait until someone else decides to sell those shares to you. And so we are encouraging people to sign up now, get your documents in, because it is first come, first serve. That's just the way that the rules work to make it fair. Which means that if you're in the process of getting approved, we can't take your funds just yet, and you can have the possibility of missing out.
If a client signs up and they see something, they see a project that they're interested in, is there some sort of safety net or safeguard in which if they see something isn't going right, they can take their funds, or
in the sense of there is what's called a secondary market. And what a secondary market, so think number two. So the primary market is where you buy new things. The secondary market is where you sell, like not old, but used. Like you're selling it to another buyer, and that's where you'll be able to buy and sell them. And it's not only if you think something is wrong with the company, but it's also if like you got school fee that you need to pay, you got things, because while I might need a couple of dollars now to pay for my kids' school fee, especially as school reopens, somebody else might have money at that time and look to invest and save it. So there's always people out there that need these assets for different things, and what the market, what Arawak X allows is for them to find themselves, each other.
I can appreciate how such a platform makes it easy for the poor man to be able to take advantage of such an industry, whereby it can help you make more money. Because in these days and time, having one source of income is those days are practically gone. You must have multiple sources of income in order to make it in this society and in the world. What's your take on using this as a extra source of income? And do you think it will be beneficial for everyone to take part in this, or should they wait until they accumulate over a certain amount of money? Or
so everyone has a different profile. It is your money, and you can do what you want with your money. So let me just start by saying, when people tell you got to save this, you got to do this, or you got to do that, everybody's different. All we're concerned with as Arawak X is giving you the tools so that when you make your decision, you can make your decision. Now, speaking about separate sets of income, it means that you're going to have to develop your own strategy, or you can talk to a financial advisor to develop your strategy. We don't give advice. We're just a mechanism. So the mechanics of how things happen. And coming back to that, what is important for people to realize is that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Will there be people that figure out how to make a lot of money trading and things like that? Of course, there always will. But prudent, long-term saving over, find a strategy that works for you and stick to it.
Okay.
And then you'll be fine.
Perfect.
And talking about second incomes, what I think people haven't realized in the past is that because people haven't had the opportunity to participate in companies at the ownership level, they've only been allowed to be a worker. A lot of people don't really understand how they work. We go to a job, and basically the job is we try and go to the job, and hopefully our boss doesn't harass us, and we don't harass our boss. But really, what is it that we're doing here, right? Why are we there?
Yes.
It's only really at the ownership shareholder level you start to understand what's the purpose of the company. The purpose of a company is supposed to be adding value to people's lives.
That's correct.
Think about, I always use the example of Coca-Cola because it's such a basic product, right? What's the value? Yes, it's a sugary drink, but for me, I love to drink a Coke every once in a while. It brings me back to those memories when I was a kid. I can imagine certain places every time I have a Coke.
Yeah, you imagine where you were.
I imagine where I was. I imagine the good time I was having. That's value. That's important. That's a little bit more abstract, but it's those are the kinds of things that businesses are supposed to do. And now people can participate at the ownership level, which is where all of the rewards of business come, not working.
Perfect. Okay. I thank you very much. There was another question I had for you. There are families today that have less than, like I heard your little advertisement on your Instagram platform, and you're saying right now the families that barely have $1,000 in their bank account, and with this, I feel like with this. And if they have a perfect strategy that they could use, I think this is the future in terms of with the technology. And I also love your show, The New Economy. Do you think this has the potential to be a part of the new economy?
I think this is, that was why I decided to name the show that.
Okay.
For us, the new economy is about opportunity. And no one man can see all of the opportunity that's around. That's just not how vision works. I believe that God puts different visions in different people's minds for different times. And so you'll be able to see certain opportunity that nobody else around you will be able to see. As a business person as well as an investor. Sometimes you just hear an idea and you say, that's a winner.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about, because it matters. It's different for different people. So all we're trying to do as Arawak X is to put those opportunities in front of people. This is like finance people like to mystify it, make it like sound so technical, but it's really simple, basic things. You don't have to be a genius to be rich.
Yes,
If you've met some of them,
and you don't have to be a genius to participate in this as well, right?
No, no, we're trying to make it super simple and super easy.
All right. Quick question: Is there some type of strategy or some type of computer analytic type of device that could be used to give you some type of leverage in using this platform?
So right now, no.
Okay.
And I'm sure there are going to be some smarter people than me that are going to figure out how to do those things.
Okay.
Because it's, like I say, you start with the basics, but then you can get more complicated really quickly in finance. But it's the basic idea that find good companies. Find teams, team with magic, we like to say, which means so when you're evaluating company, you look at, the team stands for the executive, advisors, and management.
Okay.
So you look at the people. So you look at the idea.
I like that.
You get the idea, but look at the people and you say, wait a second, can this guy do it? And then you look at his background. You say, okay, he was in a similar type business before. This guy has managed the cash before. This guy has done, really, maybe it's a restaurant. He's a really great chef. Okay, so he's got a team. He has some advisors. He's talking about going international. He's got an advisor over here that took another business international. Okay, management. Who's running this thing? Got a great operator. Boom. So that's the team.
Okay.
The magic stands for, how do you say, evaluate the idea? M stands for a market, meaning how many people are they going to go after? You know, if you're talking, you know, right now they have one restaurant and they're trying to do a franchise throughout the Caribbean. Okay, so there's 30 million people in the Caribbean. Okay, now we're starting to talk some big numbers. So even if you don't quite understand the numbers, you say to yourself, okay, that's a nice size. Even if they're half right or 1/10 right, you can still make some money.
That's true.
A stands for access. Can they actually get in front of these people? They've identified a problem. It's big enough, but can you get in front of these people? If the answer is no, it's like, you know, me selling, I don't know, coconut water to the Chinese.
Yeah.
I can't get in front of them.
That's true.
This is not gonna work.
Yeah.
So I don't have access.
Okay.
But if you have access, business has a market and access. Now we're having the beginning of a good conversation.
Perfect.
G stands for growth of at least 10 times.
Okay.
So he's trying to grow his business at least 10 times. Because at that point, the risk reward starts to make sense, right? If this guy is right, he can be right big. And so that's another aspect. I stands for something innovative,
Okay.
something new. What is it that's making them better than their competition? Whatever. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be technology. It could be a new way of marketing. It could be a new way of whatever. There's a lot of ways to do new things in business.
Nice.
And then the C stands for corporate governance, which means all of that lovely stuff that accountants and lawyers and finance people love to talk about. You know, is it structured properly? Is it? But basically, what corporate governance means is that when you put your money in, you get your money out. You have a good chance of getting your money out if it works.
Nice.
And
nice.
so that's how we select companies that are on the platform. That team that creates magic, because
Team magic. That team to create magics.
yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
and you know we put it in an acronym so you can remember it.
Yes, yes.
Because even
nice.
there's a lot of different stuff, right?
I'm telling you.
So
Have you found people to be more receptive to the to your new?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we have 2,000 people already signed up.
Oh, okay.
So
nice,
it's
nice.
you know, within the last month,
Okay.
a lot of people have been reaching out.
I was supposed to sign up a little while. I'm going to sign up soon, very soon.
Good. Go
So-
through the process.
Uh-huh.
Let us know if there's any issues.
Okay.
We are a young company, young team, which means that we're not perfect
Yes,
yet.
understood.
It's a process.
Uh-huh.
So please go through the process. Let us know. Try and go through the process before the 23rd,
Okay.
so that if there are any hiccups, you're not one of the hiccups. You
Okay.
know? So
Understood.
you'll be able to invest when things go
Understand.
live.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Diasi Rahming Jr., I want to thank you for allowing me and for coming on ShortStaview to be interviewed by
Well,
myself.
thank you for coming out and
Showing my audience how they can invest in Arawak X.
go to arawakx.com.
Thank you. Go to arawakx.com. And they can also find you on any social media platforms?
Yes, Facebook and Instagram, same, arawakx.com. Feel free to comment. We try and get back to people. You know, we're not perfect, but we're working on certain things, and we're just, our mission is to make sure that people have access.
Do you also have any YouTube that shows the step-by-step process on how to do it? Or
Yeah, so that's coming out this week. So you'll be able to see that stuff.
Perfect.
Some instructional videos, how to onboard, as well as how
Where can they find that?
you'll be able to find that on arawakx.com too.
Oh, okay. Everything is on arawakx.com. So you guys go to the website and feel free to sign up and be a part of the new economy with Arawak X. All right? Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right.